This is the gift of the Magi, O. Henry's story, but it's a little bit adapted to today's world. $1.87, that was all. And 62 cents of it was in pennies. 3 times Loren counted it, $1.87. And tomorrow would be Christmas. There was clearly nothing to do but flop down on the couch and howl. So Loren did it, which instigates the moral reflection that life is made up of sobs, sniffles, and smiles, with sniffles predominating. Loren finished his howling and stood by the window, looking out dully at a gray cat walking a gray fence in a gray backyard.
Tomorrow will be Christmas, and I only have $1.87 to buy my sister a present. I've been saving every penny I could for months. With this result, only $1.87 to buy a present for Lon. I have spent so many happy hours planning something nice for her, something fine and rare.
Suddenly, Loren's eyes alighted on his PS2, and he stood before it, thinking of the hundreds of happy hours he had spent trying to win the Soccer World Cup. His eyes shone brilliantly, but his face lost its color within 20 seconds. Now, there were 2 possessions of the Martens Friesen children in which they both took a mighty pride. One was Lon's Barbie dolls, which she had been collecting for years. The other was Loren's PS2, a console for video games, which he had received last year for Christmas from his folks. Had King Solomon been the neighbor across the street, Loren would have pulled out his PS2 every time he walked by the house, just to see him pluck at his beard from envy. So now Loren took one last look at his PS2 video console, faltering for a minute, while a tear or two splashed on the carpet. Then he went to his computer, clicking his computer keys until he reached eBay and put his advertisement in. Not many hours had passed when Loren returned to his computer to find his PS2 set sold and the money already transferred into his PayPal account. So that day, one day before Christmas, found Loren ransacking the web for Lon's present.
Found it at last. Girls 8 to 10 years old, eBay. This is really made for Lon and no one else. There's no other like it on any of the other websites and the last one in stock.
It was a gorgeous Barbie house, worthy of even the classiest Barbie. It was a wooden, custom-made house with special features, like an elevator, spa, and an HD plasma TV screen. As soon as he saw it, he knew that it must be Lon's. He entered his Visa number, clicked buy it, and saw his order confirmed.
This Barbie house in her room, Lon will be set with her friends to come over when her friends come over to play. Barbie will finally have a decent place to eat her meals and sleep, not to mention relaxation and comfort.
Loren waited anxiously for Christmas. When the day finally dawned, he was up early, waiting by the Christmas tree for Lon to join him. Suddenly, Lon came in, yawning and rubbing her eyes. She glanced around the room as she walked over to him, suddenly aware that something was missing. Her glance swung to Loren, and there was an expression in them that Loren could not read. She simply stared at him with that peculiar expression on her face.
Don't look at me that way. I sold my PS2 on eBay because I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a present. I just had to do it. Say Merry Christmas, Lon, and let's be happy. You don't know what a nice, what a beautiful, cool gift I've got for you.
You sold your PS2?
asked Lon, as if she had not arrived at that fact yet, even after the hardest mental labor.
Sell it on eBay.
Lon looked around the room curiously.
You say your PS2 is gone?
She said with an air almost of idiocy.
You need to look for it. It is sold and gone too. It's Christmas, Lon. Be good to me, for it went for you.
Out of her trance, Lon seemed suddenly to wake. She got a package from her bathrobe pocket and threw it over to him.
If you will unwrap that package, you may see why you had me thrown off at first.
Nimble fingers tore at the string and paper, and then an ecstatic scream of joy. And then, alas, a quick change to hysterical wails ensued. For there lay the FIFA 08 soccer video game. The game he had longed for, lived for, worshipped in the stores and on the web. It was an expensive game, he knew, and he had simply craved and yearned over it without the least hope of possession. And now it was his. But the video console that should have played the game was gone. But he hugged it to his chest, and at last he was able to look up with the dim eyes and the smile. Then Loren leaped up like a singed cat and cried,
"Ooh! Ooh, you have not seen my present!"
He pulled the sheet down from the gift. The gift seemed to sparkle with a reflection of his bright and eager spirit.
Isn't it so cool? I hunted all over the web to find it. You can play all day now with Barbies. Why don't you go get them so we can see how they've been here?
Instead of Lon tumbled down on the couch and sighed a huge sigh.
Loren, let us put our Christmas presents away and keep them a while. They are too nice to use just as presents. I sold the Barbies to get the money to buy them.
The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men, who brought gifts to the babe in the manger. They invented the art of giving Christmas presents. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones, possibly bearing the privilege of exchange in case of duplication. And here I have lamely related to you the uneventful chronicle of two foolish children who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. But in a last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all who give gifts, these two were the wisest. Of all who give and receive gifts, such as they are wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi.